Right. And I'm person Meche will be a Mechia Nipa Bakupe. Major General Thomas Opon Prepara. Yes. Major General Thomas Opon Prepara. Yes, he's the Chief of Army Staff. And then Mechia. So me personally, you share that, but me who there was one time I met you, or I saw you on Gimpa campus. But he's a member of the governing board of NADBO in Zambeza Michiano. I'd like to start with the Ekosubo Mepe. It's interesting. Only said just a few months ago, there was a group in the Voda region, Muslim person with team on free Ghana, because they realized they were not getting what they were supposed to get from Ghana. They felt shortchanged. Almost say I to say Ghana now person with team free Ghana. And people didn't understand. They were arrested. The older man who was leading that exercise, I think he died sometime early this year, and I said last year or something like that. But with everything that's going on, it makes you sit back and you wonder, say, was their call the right call at the right time, or was the right call at the wrong time? But we'll get into these issues. Over a few days, past few days, I was monitoring the news. I must say, they've called out the army from Mepe and most of those other communities said they should go back to base. And I was wondering, I must say in the search or an investigation to find out why they've been called back now, I must say one of the reasons was that the army was not getting monies to pay for their hotel bills. And I lost it right there. Sir, you deploy army on national soil to go and do an exercise, and they have to go and live in hotels. Where do you hear this thing happening at? No, it's confusing. Maybe I'm the one who is being a little. You've deployed the army to go do some work. One man will discuss go to renting hotels to do an operation. Where do you hear this thing at? I mean, how does it work? Anytime you deploy the army anywhere to do any operation, they set up what we call an FOB, a forward operating base. And see, that is where they create their so-called headquarters, and base, and that's where they operate from. If the area you're going to is under hostile occupation, and I say it's not fit for them to stay there, you look for an adjacent town, and that's a bank, and then that's where they set up their FOB. And see, from their major base where they're operating from, they bring all their supplies, the personnel who have been deployed into the FOB, and from the FOB or the forward operating base, that's where they can move into the communities to do their work. But me say that, say, I mean,
na so you the other hotel when you are working.
me say that.
Vacation.
I've never heard this anywhere. And to hear said the reason why they are pulling out the army from these affected communities is because they cannot afford to pay their hotel bills. My goodness. I pray it's not so. But then I heard, sir, VRA, so almost say earmark about 20 million Ghana cedis to take care of the disaster communities, the disaster hit communities. And you see, in all of these conversations, and yet natural disaster, so if it was rain and I said flood from rains, we can understand and say yes, it was a natural disaster. But this issue of flood and yet natural disaster, and yet there be certain people didn't do their work, or certain people deliberately decided to take a set of actions which have caused a lot of people to suffer what they are suffering right now. And so you see, if you ask me, how do I even classify what is happening? This is an attempted genocide, if not genocide. For any single life that is lost in that part of this country, any single life or property that is lost, there is an attempt at genocide. Why do I say this? More engineers were VRA. If nothing at all, VRA is an institution where you have to qualify as some kind of engineer or science-based personnel to receive employment in that institution. And see, to even measure the amount of water behind the walls, the dam walls, to decide, say, is it the right time to spill out those water? It's an engineering feat. You have to be able to calculate and know exactly what is happening before you can take those decisions. And see, if they decided, say, at this point in time, the water behind the dams are going to be at critical levels. I say, you spill gauge. You have to have contingency plans. Now, almost say they went to tell the people, the communities, or they informed the communities, and then the communities did not heed to the warnings. That does not make sense anywhere. And see, Marco Katra Amafo say Muntu free because there's going to be floods. and the people say yen call. Then because the people said yen call, you go ahead and then you.
No, the people did not tell anybody.
No,
say
I'm just saying. Sir, they claim they went to warn the people, but the people did not move.
They did not warn anybody.
But I'm saying, sir, I'm playing devil's advocate, sir. If the
even if they warned them,
yes.
Okay,
so
fine.
assuming without admitting, sir, they even went there and they warned the people, sir, this is what's going to happen. No problem. If the people said yen call because you need baby call, no problem. Is their next line of action to just go and open the gates and spill the water just to clear the path and to deal with anyone else?
Genocide.
That's what I'm saying. So if it was me and we're asking how do you classify this, this is an attempted genocide on a group of people. And this cannot be let to slide. Captain, every single member of the military should bow their heads in shame this morning, particularly the Chief of Army Staff, Major General Thomas Opong Prepra. He should bow his head in shame. I like this man a lot, but I'm saying he's one of the members of the governing council of the NADMO. And see, if he is at work, at post, and all these things are happening under his watch, he should bow his head in shame this morning. And sir, I'd really like to have a conversation with you if I could. But to be a governing member of NADMO, for all of these things to be happening, a man of his caliber and stature to sit down, they
spilled the water before they were even called.
No problem, because my problem is...
You see, let me even add something to it. The seriousness of this woman, Kofi, the Ghana Armed Forces was not informed about the spillage.
Right.
They were not.
NADMO didn't know the details of this whole spillage.
Yes.
So who authorized it? VRE.
No,
they want to warn about Mutim baby.
It can't be. This is
their so-called community engagement was the DCs.
Oh,
they met the MMDCs.
You gotta be kidding me.
And some few people from the various areas now affected. That's their community engagement. So when they saw the devastation that they've caused, then they decided to do proper consultation after they've caused the mess.
Yes. But you see, my issue here is I'm looking at how the army responded to this issue. I mean, I'll wrap up on this point.
Yeah, no, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, no
problem.
Yeah, fight on TV3 together.
Okay, all right, that's fine. But Captain, the reason why I'm blaming... I don't know, okay, anyway, me fire. Yeah, okay, no problem. Captain, so the reason why I'm blaming Major General is... So share the response of the army to this. No problem, you're not informed before, no problem. But me say, whenever the army is deployed to any space, what they do first is to create an FOB, which is the forward operating base. Captain, one of the reasons why they said they are pulling out the army, they say, almost hotel bills. Now, me say, in my whole life, maintain that say, you deploy army, say, now makoda hotel, maintain be that. Say, on operations, say, you've deployed army to go and do some work. And you tell us that their primary residence or operating base is going to be a hotel, maintain be that. So I'm saying,
you want a celebrity military officer not to sleep in a hotel?
No, so I'm saying the army. So Captain, see, the standard procedure is that the army will create what we call an FOB, a forward operating base. That's where they deploy their troops from. If you cannot even do it in the communities that you're going to, you find an adjacent community where you create something and deploy your army to. But for me to hear, say, they deployed army officers to go to the field to do some work, and they are living in hotels. And because they cannot pay for their hotel bills, they are being called out. Captain,